There we go. Good morning. Happy Workers' Day. You can see everyone understands today is day of work, right? Good morning to everyone around the country who's tuned into our live stream. My name's Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint, and I'll be spending the next 50 minutes or so going through what DuePoint is, what we do, what it's all about. You're welcome to come ask us questions afterwards. Carol's here with me this morning, so come speak to me afterwards if you need anything answered. All right, let's begin. So who is DuePoint? DuePoint is actually part of another company. We're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. They were founded in 1952, so very old, about 70 years or close to 70 years old, a lot older than I am, a lot older than most of us by looking at the audience. The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you see over there, and in the foyer above the water cooler, you'll notice we've got all our FSP licenses on display. We've got a short and long-term insurance license, we've got an investment license, we've got our FSP license, and we've got our accreditation with the Direct Selling Association as well as the Direct Marketing Association. So we've got all our accreditation, we've got our FSP licensing, because at this part of this presentation it's very important for you guys to start developing some form of trust with a company that we're potentially going to be looking at this morning. So you're welcome to go Google us. We are part of another company called Conduit Capital, which is listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. The individuals involved here at DuePoint, this is the executive and the senior management team. The three individuals on the far left are all registered chartered accountants. That's supposed to add more credibility to the presentation. The guy on the far left there, he's on holiday in the Kruger at the moment, but his name's Brendan Benfield. He's the senior executive here at DuePoint. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance, because their whole family's been involved in insurance his entire life. His father's a professor of insurance who taught at Wits for 25 years. Dr. Brian Benfield founded Clientele Life along with the IFA, amongst a host of other businesses locally and internationally, and they've been very successful in the financial sector. And Brendan and his brother Stuart went on to found Prime Meridian Direct, PMD. We all know PMD, right? Because they do lots and lots of advertising on a daily basis. So they founded that business, also a very successful short-term insurance business. I think they're third or fourth biggest short-term insurer in the country already. So they've had a lot of success. We're very lucky to have Brendan heading this division. Then we've got Tim Reynolds. He's got a lot of experience in corporate banking. He worked at the First Rand Group at a fairly senior level. He reported directly to the CEO and the board of executives there. And he heads up all our auditing, our financial and our accounting aspects here in this business. And then Stacey supports him in that, and she's got a lot of experience in auditing with Deloitte. She worked here as well as overseas before she came back to South Africa to join us. And then the two non-accountants, we're the personality of DuePoint. The accountants don't have any personality. They spend all day working in Excel. And when you're doing that, you can't be really a happy person, can you? If you spend every day working in Excel. So we don't work in Excel. Jane and I. Jane's got a lot of experience in direct marketing and direct selling. She's from Yorkshire. She told me, I'm not from York. York is a city in Yorkshire. I'm from a little town outside of York. So for the last year, I've been telling everyone incorrectly. She's from Yorkshire, and she's got a heavy Yorkshire accent, even though she's been in South Africa for about 10 years. And like I said, a lot of experience in direct marketing and direct selling, which is fundamental to our business because we're an insurance company, but we use referral marketing, network marketing to drive and grow this business. So we've got a great asset in Jane being with us, and then myself, I've got a lot of experience in marketing and advertising. I jumped into that pretty much straight out of school. Then I tried to do a stint in Wits doing engineering. That didn't last very long. Went back into marketing and advertising. I then started a digital agency, which I ran for about 20 years, fairly successfully, before I got out of that and joined DuePoint. So I call this our A-team because these are the people, the individuals that Brendan approached the first time, and we all said, yes, we're interested, let's do this. And our mandate here at DuePoint is to support our wealth engineers. So everything that we do here is in collaboration with you guys. We want to see you as effective as possible in this endeavor because DuePoint as a business can only be profitable if you guys are being effective. In other words, if you guys are being profitable yourselves, right? So it's very important. Another fundamental step in looking at any partnership is whether you have this collaboration, this common interest with the people that you're going to be involved in. because otherwise you're just doomed for failure if you're both going in separate directions. Okay, so what is the premise of being here this morning? Workers' Day. What does Workers' Day mean to us? I'm not even sure myself, right? Standing in solidarity with the workers of the country. It's really the workers which are the backbone of the economy, right? But today is a day, I think, where we find ourselves in this presentation listening to this guy on the stage. And I like to ask the question, why? What drives this behavior? Why would you be here rather than having breakfast somewhere out on this lovely autumn day? And the two factors that I think drive this behavior, this interest in entrepreneurial flair that you suddenly seem to take a keen interest in, is the economy and debt. And we'll discuss a third aspect after that. But the economy is in a fairly dismal state at the moment, right? Anyone happy with the current economy? A couple of loud no's. No, it's not great because there's no growth happening. And unfortunately, we're in this situation, this environment where 50% of our workforce is unemployed. Half the people that want to work cannot work because there isn't any. And if you're in an economy where there's no growth happening, are they going to find work next month? Next year? No, the situation's not going to change unless the economy starts to change. And this is a very frustrating aspect of our country. And we're not unique, right? Many countries around the world are in exactly the same position we're in. But the frustrating aspect of this is that we don't have any control over it, right? So last week, Thursday, we celebrated Freedom Day. And I touched on the fact that you're not really free unless you're economically free, right? You can be politically free, but you have to be economically free to really feel what freedom's all about, what liberation is, the freedom of choice, right? And that's really what we're after this morning, right? So the person that invited you here this morning, I would assume they alluded to the ability or the opportunity of some financial opportunity. They might have said to you very bluntly, do you want to make more money? And you said yes. I found out last week that there's a goggle that tells everyone, come have some tea, I'm going to buy you some tea. Take you out for tea. And then she says, oh, we've got a presentation as well. And that works for her. That works for her. So I won't criticize it. I don't think I would use that kind of mode, but it works for her. Right, so we find ourselves here interested in this financial opportunity. And really the economy becomes this burden on us, right? It starts to have a direct effect in our lives, even though it might be this macro thing that the economists talk about and people like to discuss on radio and talking about in the newspaper. But the direct effect that it has on us is the unemployment, is people we know or ourselves being retrenched. It's us not getting 8, 9, 10% increase every year in our salary when inflation is sitting at 8%. And it creates a huge rolling effect later on, which we're going to discuss after I tell you a little bit about debt. So we get a lot of statistics from the FSB that paints this picture of what personal finance looks like in the lives of South Africans. And again, I'm sorry to say, it's also negative. Very negative, right? Because the average South African gets to a point where they're ready to retire, realizing that they're not going to be financially independent. You know how many South Africans get to that point? 98%. 98% of South Africans retire financially dependent on somebody else. Horrible situation to be in. Unfortunately, we afforded debt at a very young age, the moment you start earning a salary, right? Because then a bank or a financial institution goes, you're a wonderful client because I know you're getting a salary and I'll be able to debit you every month going forward, right? But we enter into the debt ourselves. No one forces us into the debt. And I know we all love debt. Do you all love debt? You can't say no. You have so much of it, I assume you love it. Hey? We take on so much of it. Why? Why do we take on so much debt as South Africans? Do you know that South Africans only start engaging in investments and savings at the average age of 50-something? 50-something. So I can see there's lots of people here that aren't 50 yet. Have you got some investments, some savings? Right? The majority of us don't. We wait, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait. And I think what we're waiting for is we're waiting to pay off our debt. right? Because we start engaging in all this debt. And I did the same thing. I'm not special. The moment I started earning a salary, the first thing I wanted to get was a car. Could I buy a car cash? No, I couldn't. So I had to go find the cheapest car I could find, City Golf. When I found a City Golf, and decided I'd pay the bank back after 5 years. And then by that stage, I started earning a little more, and I thought, I deserve a nicer car. Right, I'm earning more. Then I decided I need to invest in property when I was in my 30s. Went and bought a townhouse. And now I've got a house. And I'm looking to become debt-free when I'm 55. 55, I'll be able to finally pay that house off. Can you see why South Africans only engage in investments and savings properly when they're in their 50s? Because now I've got a little financial burden. She's 4 years old. Right? That little financial burden is going to cost me for the next 20 years. At least, right? It's like the bond on the house. Bond on the house and the kid. Same amount of burden for the same amount of time. Imagine having 2 kids or 3 kids. So only by the time you're in your 50s are you finally rid of all these financial burdens. You've paid off the debt that you have on the house. You realize stop buying a car when you can. Stop getting a personal loan. Stop buying clothes you can't afford. Stop putting things on hire purchase. Because you realize that this thing called retirement is now only 10 years away. 10 years away. So you think, wow, now is a good time to start saving for my retirement. When I'm 50, when I paid the house off and the kids are out and hopefully supporting themselves, I've got some spare money left over for the first time in my life. I can now start investing properly. So this is some data that was published on the Fin24 website late last year in September. It shows you what you need to do to get to these positions where you're able to pay yourself out different amounts at the end of every month. Okay? So the first one, the undignified example, is 5,000 Rand a month. But to be in the position when you've got an investment, a retirement savings that pays you out 5,000 Rand a month, you needed to have saved 1 million Rand up until that point. And if you want to do that, it's very easy. You only have to save 800 Rand a month for 40 years. For 40 years. So now if you're 50, what do? You've only given yourself 10 years to get to this position. Right? You're not going to do it. 26,000 Rand a month. Way more dignified. Now you can actually enjoy your retirement. But you needed to have saved 5 million Rand by the time you retire. Which means you only need to save 4,000 Rand a month for 40 years. So if you're 20 to 25 in the audience, start now. You can do it. You can do it. Time is on your side. Time is on your side. Don't tell yourself no one warned you. These are hard facts. This is not stuff that is made up. Right? This is hard facts. If you go to a financial advisor, this is pretty much what they're going to show you. The financial advisor will sit down with you, say, how old are you? When are you going to retire? How much money do you need to get by when you retire? And he'll do a quick calculation. Well, you've got so many years left of earning a salary that you can now contribute into an investment. Simple as that. Easy calculation. But when you go see your financial advisor when you're 50, and you say to him, no, I haven't saved anything, I want to start planning for my retirement, you're going to see that look on his face. Better you go to DuePoint. Because I can't help you. I can't help you. Right? So we find ourselves, 98% of us, don't think, oh, these are other people. These are irresponsible people. These are people that, waste their money for the first 30 years. This is 98% of us. We're going to get to the position where we realize we're not going to get by every month. Then what happens? You've got to downgrade your lifestyle. Maybe sell the house. Move into a little house or a caravan or move in with your kids. Depend on your children to get by. Ask for a government grant of 1,500 Rand or 2,000 Rand or whatever it is to get by. So now you've worked your entire life and this is what you have to show for it at the end of it. This is not where we want to see you guys. Right? This is why we're sitting here this morning on Workers' Day, on a public holiday. Because for the first time, we have to take control over our finances ourselves. Do not look at your employer and say, why are you not doing it for me? Or the economy. When's the economy going to change? When the economy changes, then I'm going to be fine. Stop looking around. Look in the mirror. That's the person that's going to change your circumstance. Nobody else. Even the people that love you will be detractors for what you want to do. Have you ever noticed that? You start doing well, or someone starts doing well, your own friends will criticize you and say, why are you going to that thing this morning? You're wasting your time, man. You have to do it for yourself. It takes strength, right? Strength and character to do this thing for yourself. So out of all that negativity, we're done with the negativity, so you can be glad. Get on to the positive stuff, the opportunity, right? So we saw the opportunity as a business. The DuePoint system was born out of that. We created the system called the DuePoint system, and it is basically an opportunity for the average South African to engage in this platform that we've created to change their financial circumstance. We've got 3 aspirations for our wealth engineers. Number 1, become debt-free. Now you might be thinking, oh, well, if I start making extra money, I'm going to get a nicer car. We don't want you to get a nicer car. That's not one of our goals. It's for you to become debt-free. I've just explained how debt is crippling over life. Debt will suck you in for 30 to 40 years without you even realizing it. And it has detrimental effect on your retirement. Okay? So we want to see you become debt-free as quickly as possible. Number 2 is we want to see you start creating value in an investment that grows every single month, that you can contribute to, that you can invest in, that you can build on, that you can look forward to in 10 years or 15 years or 20 or even 30 years, right? But it requires that long-term planning. Long-term planning. You need to make a decision now to be able to realize this reward much later in life. And this is where a lot of us struggle. A lot of us struggle. We fall in the trap. The trappings of society. Short-term expectation. Short-term gratification. Immediate gratification. We want things now. We don't want to think about things in 20 years' time. Right? What's the saying? I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'll worry about that when I'm dead. You're going to worry about it for 30 years between the age of 60 and 90. That's what we want to change. And then the third aspiration is to see you happier. To see our wealth engineers again connect with their dreams and aspirations. Remember when you were younger? All the dreams you had for yourselves? I'm talking to the 30, 40, 50-year-olds. The 20-year-olds don't know what I'm talking about. They're still living happy-go-lucky. You remember back then when you got out of school? The world was your oyster. You thought, sure, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to marry that person, I'm going to have a nice house, I'm going to have a nice car, I'm going to have this job, I'm going to do this. And it doesn't happen. Well, not exactly to plan anyway. So we want to see you connect with your dreams and aspirations again, because if you become debt-free, completely debt-free, your mindset will change on a month-to-month basis. We fall into the trap of living in this cycle, this month-to-month cycle. I know it, because I get all the statistics. 50% of South Africans with debt are under debt review at the moment. 50%, that's pretty much half the population is under debt review. It means they haven't been able to pay their debt off for more than 3 months. We want to change this. How does it work? You have the opportunity of joining DuePoint this morning. You contract with us, and when you contract with us, we call you wealth engineers. And as a wealth engineer, we only want you to do one thing, and that's to go out and build what we call channels of distribution. And I'll show you what one of those look like. And into these channels of distribution, DuePoint will attempt to place products from our online platform. And that's basically how this entire system works, right? Very straightforward, very simple. The benefit to the wealth engineer is that you get to create an additional income stream for yourself. This is obvious, right? But this is the only way you can pay your debt off any faster, is through an additional income stream. You want to pay your house off faster, you have to do it through an additional income stream. We get to create recurring income in this business. This is a great benefit, because the effort that you put into this business in 1 month doesn't only pay you for 1 month or even 1 year. It'll pay you month on month on month on month in a recurring fashion. So what you're doing is you're actually building residual value in this channel of distribution. So this is why I got out of my business. Well, it wasn't one of the big factors why I left the company I'd started. I ran it for 20 years. But at the end of every month, we started at zero again. Zero. But most companies work like that. You don't realize this? Anyone that works in trade, that sells time or services, works like that. If you're a hairdresser, designer, programmer, doesn't matter what you are, what trade it is. You can be a high-powered lawyer. You can be a doctor, an anesthetist. They all sell time. And can they sell more time than 24 hours a day? You can't. And so everyone in trade starts at zero again at the end of the month. So what happens if you want to go on holiday in December? As a business owner, everyone wanted to go on holiday in December. Do you think we billed anything in December? Nothing. We had next to no turnover in December. In this business, you can build it up to the point where you can take 3 months of holiday and you'll still get paid every month. Liberation, choice, right? Power duplication. This again talks to time. It talks to the limitations we've placed around time. Because power duplication allows you to leverage, right? Leverage your time. Because if you only have an hour to spare this business every day, let's say you decide every single day after work from 5 to 6, you're committing to DuePoint. That's only an hour a day. But if you go out and you build these channels of distribution, which are really teams that you start building that collaborate with you, maybe you've got 10 people that are building with you. They're each putting in an hour with you every day. Now suddenly you've got 11 hours being invested into your business every single day to increase your recurring income. Okay, 2 very important benefits. This business is completely flexi time. You're accountable to your own time in this business. Completely. So you need to decide how much time you want to commit to this business to make it work. Anyone can join DuePoint. Anyone. It's the easiest thing in the world. But to be successful at it requires time and effort. So we're not talking about a hobby here. We're not talking about, when I say flexi time, I'm not asking you to commit your spare time to this business. Because I know no one's got spare time. I'm asking you to commit your family time, leisure time, gym time, TV time, weekend time, church time. That's the time I want. Don't be under the illusion that you're going to be successful in this business when you've got a couple of gaps here and there in your week. It'll never work like that. So at the end of the presentation, the decision that we're really going to be making is, what do I sacrifice to make this business successful? Okay? That's all that's required. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's just time. No startup capital. There's no registration fees or startup fees. There's no 12 or 24-month contract that we sign you into. There aren't boxes of vitamins or milkshakes that you need to buy to get started in this business. Right? A very low-risk opportunity that we're talking about. You don't need any qualifications or experience to get in this business. We aren't collecting CVs at the front. Don't let that be your stumbling block, your hurdle. I don't care if you've got matric or you don't have matric. You've got corporate experience or you don't. You've got a degree or you don't. I don't care about any of that. You don't have to be special from a qualifications point of view to be successful in this business. You get to build an asset. So this is a legal asset that you have ownership over. This channel of distribution, you can sell it. You can put it in a family trust. If something happens to you, you can cede it to your beneficiaries. You can give it to your kids one day when you get too old to do the business. So it's treated as a legal asset. But more importantly, when I propose to you that the time I want for you to be successful in this business is all your, not your spare time, but the time that you need to sacrifice, your family time, weekend time. If I say to you, that's the time I want, at least have ownership over the thing that you're building. Unfortunately, we spend our lives committed to other businesses, other people, building their dreams where we've got no profit share, no control over the business, no say in what happens. And we'll spend 40, 45 years doing that, right? In this business, you have ownership over this investment, this channel of distribution that you're going to be building. There's no selling. How many of our guests here thought they're going to be selling something this morning? It's okay. Everyone comes in thinking, what on earth are we going to be selling? come in looking for the boxes of products. Where are they hiding the products? Right? We're a financial business. It's a great benefit because our products are intangible products. We never run out of them. They don't take up space in your boot. You don't have to fight with your spouse to find space to put it in the house. They don't expire. They don't start to smell after a long time. I always tease the people that get into these businesses where they have to sell. I said, oh, you go buy all this product, right? Because now you've got to buy the product first. You buy all the product. You get excited. And for 2 months, you forget about it, and then you realize the products are all expiring next month. Now you're going to sell like fire, right? That'll motivate you. So we make this business as convenient and as easy as possible to get involved in. And this is all determined by you building these channels of distribution. So it begins with you. If you become a wealth engineer this morning, the first thing you're going to do is go out and tell other people about this business, right? That's all you have to do in this business, is tell people about the business opportunity. And when you're successful in that, and we're able to place a product with the people that you introduce to us, that is the beginning of your channel of distribution, okay? So as time goes on, you have this potential of this organic growth happening in your business because you only have control over the people you introduce to the business, right? So how much effort did it take to introduce the first 5 people that you see in this diagram? But look what your business has become. You're getting paid a recurring income for every single dot that you see on the screen. This is power of duplication. This is leverage. This is you leveraging your time, your limited time, for your financial benefit. So this is what a channel of distribution looks like, right? You'll be excused to jump to the conclusion that you've been brought to one of these get-rich-quick schemes. A lot of people think that. They think, oh, it's one of these and it's fine. I don't mind. You're excused. At the beginning of the presentation, you're excused. But I'll remind you, we're nearly a 70-year-old insurance company. We are regulated by the FSB. That already, get-rich-quick schemes cannot do. You cannot be involved in a scheme and be regulated by the FSB. It just doesn't happen. We are constantly managing the regulation in our business. Brendan said there's something like 125 different pieces of legislation that we have to comply with just to run this business. So don't think for a second that we're involved in anything that even smells like a get-rich-quick scheme. And at the same time, I'll never promise you success easily. Never, ever. I'm going to keep telling you throughout this presentation that being successful in anything is difficult. It is. It's very difficult. If you've ever had the pleasure of trying to start your own business, anyone try to start their own business? 95% of them fail in the first year. Did you know that? That should demonstrate to you how hard it is to be successful. And it doesn't matter whether it's business or your marriage or whatever you're trying to do, to be successful at it takes a lot of effort. You've got to get through the learning curve, and there's frustration constantly. And I want you to have long-term expectations of this business, not short-term expectations. Don't come complain to me in the first 3 months telling me the business is not working for you. 5 years, 10 years, right? You're only learning in the first year how to do this business. But you can create income for yourself very quickly in this business, fortunately, right? So this leads me to the return slide. The returns is what we pay our wealth engineers every single month based on the product that they have in their channels. So we pay a base return fee of R27.50 for every product you have in your channel, okay? There's the first 5 people you introduce to the business. Those people lie on point 1. They are people you personally introduce to the business. They're 1 point away from you. They lie on point 1, and on point 1, we actually pay you double the R27.50, right? So we're paying you R55 for every product every month. Remember, it's recurring income every month. Those people went out and introduced more people to the business. Those individuals lie on your second point. On your second point, again, we pay you double the R27.50. To the third point, to the fourth point, all the way down to the 8th point. So you'll see the multiplier starts to drop. At the 8th point, we're paying you 4% of the R27.50, but we don't limit you there. From the 8th point to infinity, in theory, we will keep paying you the 4% for every single product that gets placed into your channel. Can you see why I stress long-term commitment? Because it's only after time that you'll get to the 8th point. So we don't limit you on how big your channel can get at DuePoint, And we don't limit you on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. Okay? The accountability, again, lies with you. It lies with you. The next question we get is, well, how much money can I earn after a certain amount of time? Give me an idea. After 3 months or 6 months or 5 years, you speak about long term, how much can I earn? So we built this thing called the Path to Success. It's predicated on you going out and putting 3 people into your channel in the first month. And then every consecutive month thereafter, you only have to introduce 2 people to the business. So we call it the 3 plus 2 growth model, right? So in actual fact, it's 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 for the rest of your life. Someone said to me, do I have to pay my premiums every month? I thought there was a camera somewhere. I said, what do you mean? You're going to be paying your premiums forever, right, to get involved in this business. So the 3 plus 2 growth model is the same. You're going to be building every single month. But if you do that, does it sound that onerous to introduce 2 people a month? 1 every 2 weeks. That's what we're talking about. After 6 months, you could be earning 2,500 rand a month. No reaction. Too much money, too little money, right? I don't see happy faces or sad faces. I just see blank faces. Are you waiting for the R1,000,000 to come up on the slide before I get a reaction, right? 2,500 rand. So what is your reaction? Do you think that's great? 6 months of work, 2,500 rand a month? Or do you think it's not that much? But let me give you some context, because I think this is something that most of us don't really understand about how debt cripples us. You're either on the good side of compound interest or you're on the bad side of compound interest. When you have debt in your life, you're on the bad side of compound interest. Okay? So here's an example of someone with debt in their lives. They've got a R1,000,000 bond. So they went to the bank, they asked for R1,000,000 because they didn't have the cash. They bought a house and they agreed to pay the bank back over 20 years, about 11 to 12,000 rand a month, depending on the interest rate that they got. Right? We all know this. 6 months later, with some success, at DuePoint, they suddenly got to the point where they're earning 2,500 rand a month. And instead of going to spend that money on short-term gratification items, like shoes, handbags, nice lunches, taking your friends out for dinner, you put the money into your debt. Remember, our first aspiration is to see our wealth engineers become debt-free. You put that little 2,500 rand as an additional payment into your bond, it'll drop the term from 20 years down to 11 and a half years. So if you're like me, buying a house in my 30s, do I wait until I'm 50-something to pay my house off? 6 months away, I can empower myself where I'm in the position to pay the house off when I'm in my 40s. This little 2,500 rand has saved you the same value of what the property you bought for was. You save R1,000,000 rand. R1,000,000 rand in repayments just by putting 2,500 rand into them. Do you start to get an understanding of how much you're paying back the bank over that term? You're paying back 2.5 times the value of that property asset. And everyone will say to you, oh no, property, great investment. Great investment. If you're taking all your life to pay that property back, it's not an investment for you. And even once you've paid it off, the only way to realize the investment is if you move out and sell it. Right? So what, you're going to invest in your house for 20 years, move out, live in a caravan, and then you've got your investment. No, it's not the way to do it. But it's the start. It's the start. Pay your debt off as quickly as possible. After 12 months, you're nearly 9,000 rand a month. That's over 100,000 rand annually. Anyone get a 100,000 rand bonus this year from the employers? Or in December? No one. There's usually one high roller in the audience. Okay. Well, we're here to not depend on our employers. After 24 months, you're earning nearly 30,000 rand a month. Now, it doesn't matter how much money you earn. When you get into the position where you're generating 30,000 rand of recurring income for yourself, that is a life changer. A life changer. But I want to give you a little more context. Actually, I'll touch on it a little later. Give you a little more context to what the value is of recurring income. After 36 months, 50,000 rand a month. You want to look at the bond example? Here's a bond example of 5 million rand that someone's gone out and contracted into. At month 30, you're probably earning about 37,000 rand. Put that as an additional payment to your bond. You'll pay that 5 million rand house off in less than 7 years. Don't worry, the actuaries have worked this out. I went and Googled it just to double check the accountants. Can't trust an accountant just because they're an accountant. It's mind-boggling, right? 7 years you can do that exercise. But if you want property to be an investment for you, you need to buy a second property. But if you're paying one off in 7 years, then do it again. So I'm 40. When I'm 47, I pay my first house off. 5 million rand, done. 5 million rand house that I'm living in, paid off. Great. Do it again. Now I'm 54. 54, I've got 2 properties, right? I'm living in one, and I've got the other one that I start renting out for 30,000 rand a month. Do it a third time. Why not? What should I be doing rather? Buying sports cars that depreciate the moment you drive them off the showroom. No, go buy a third property. Now I'm 61. I'm ready to tell Brendan I don't want this job anymore. Right? But now I'm in the position where I'm living in one house that's paid off, and I've paid off another 2 properties to the value of 10 million rand, renting those out for 60, 70,000 rand a month in passive income that I've created for myself. Get rid of your debt and start investing the money that you have. Right? Because we're in this position where we can't pay off our debt until we get to our 50s. And then we start investing, and we know it's too late. It's too late, because you're going to get to the point where you're at retirement. You've only had 10 years to save. 10 years of savings is going to equal what? Maybe 5,000 rand a month if you put lots of money away in those 10 years. How can you live on 5,000 rand a month? We need the additional income stream. Keep going. After 48 months, you're on close to 70,000 rand a month. And after a short 60 months, 5 years, you've created 1 million rand in annual income for yourself. 1 million rand. Anyone hoping to get the next promotion that gets 1 million rand bonus a month? A year? A month would be nice. Have you noticed that your income has the ability to grow every single month? Do you have to work harder in this business every month? Say if I start in this business and I'm earning 2,500 rand after 6 months, and I know I want to get to the position of getting to that 9,000 rand after 12 months, do I have to suddenly start working harder? No, you don't. We're not selling time. You're building residual value in something that'll keep growing every month, right? So I can work the same amount of hours that I worked in month 1 that I work in month 60. And my recurring income can increase every single month. That is the beauty of this business. This flies in the face of employment, guys. If it's hard to accept, it's because we've all worked in employment for too long. This is how CEOs work. They leverage, right? That's why they get the big salaries, the big bonus, because they've leveraged all of us for their benefit. So this is purely academic, because this is just an example, right? This is what the accountants came up with, the 3+2 growth model. But you can join this business and do nothing. You can do nothing in the business. We've got lots of wealth engineers that have joined the business and do nothing in it. They're the 0 plus zeros, and they earn 0. But you can do more. You can do more. Mavuma does more. He joined in November, and within 3 months, he created over 5,000 rand a month recurring income for himself. How else were you going to do that? If you engaged in responsible retirement planning, remember the example that paid you out 5,000 rand a month, retirement? How long did it take to get to that position? 40 years. He's done it in 90 days. He's created for himself 1 million rand cash investment in 90 days. You want to earn 5,000 rand a month? Go put 1 million rand into an investment. It'll pay you out 5,000 rand a month in interest. Mavuma's done it in 90 days. He increased it by 20% in another 30 days. Look where he's sitting now. committed to this business. He's here all the time. I don't know what he's sacrificed. I know it's time, but I don't know if it's family time or gym time or watching Generations time. Do you think it's been worth it for him? Most certainly. Here's Donnie. He joined the day we launched this business. His recurring income is still going up every single month. Do you think Donnie's working 12 times harder than he did the day we launched? No, he's working the same amount of time every month. That's why I say, guys, this is not a hobby. This is not something that you just do when you've got a free moment. You need to work this in to your diary on a weekly basis so that you know this is just part of my life until I'm financially free, whatever that is. Don't let it be one of these New Year's resolutions. We're not trying to lose weight here. We're trying to change your life. You need to understand the severity of that, right? Go speak to people that have gotten to retirement that can't afford to get by every month. Scary, scary place to be. It's Patrick and Pumi. They joined a week later than Donnie. We see them here constantly. I almost thought we were paying them a salary. Thought they were staff at one stage. They're just committing time to the business. These individuals aren't special. They don't have degrees in human behavior or human psychology. They're just normal people committing time to the business. Just introducing other people that want to change their lives. 98% of us are in the same situation. I promise you, our target market is huge. We're not going to run out of people. We're paying hundreds of wealth engineers every single month. Every single month, there are wealth engineers that are creating recurring income for themselves, an additional income stream, rewarding themselves first before everybody else. So this is the returns. This is what we pay our wealth engineers at the end of every month. Beyond this, we've got an XP rewards program. So this is on top of the returns that we pay everybody, right? So if you become a wealth engineer and you start to have some success in the business, you'll start to earn yourself a return every month. But along the way, we will give you rewards with that success. So if you engage in normal wealth engineer behavior, like coming into intro presentations, logging into the dashboard, bringing guests, doing all these types of things, we'll give you something called XP. Okay? XP has got no value. It's got no value. It's just an indication of how active you are as a wealth engineer. And when you start collecting more and more and more XP, and your channel starts to build, we give you rewards. Okay? So here's the XP rewards table. So if you join this morning, you'll have the grandiose title of rank 0. You will still be the 0 plus 0 wealth engineer. But very quickly, you can get to rank 1. You see rank 1? It says you need 1,000 XP and you need 4 products in your qualified channel. You can do that in 24 hours, even less if you really want to. You get to rank 1, you'll be earning a return at the end of the month, but we'll give you a 55 Rand reward on top of that in this XP rewards program. Okay? And then you're going to go for rank 2. And the rewards get bigger the more you rank up. 400 Rand, 1,500 Rand, 20,000 Rand, 50,000 Rand. Patrick and Pumi got to rank 10 last month. That's why they got that 50,000 Rand check a week ago. We give away tools that make you more effective in this business. So here's Patrick and Pumi with their lightning memory stick. Beautiful little device that plugs into anything. Plugs into anything. Computers, laptops, tablets, phones, Apple, Android, the bananas that everyone has. It's another aspiration of mine, to get rid of all the bananas that my wealth engineers own. But more importantly, we put all our video collateral onto these little devices. So all our videos there, all the DuePoint intro presentations, the testimonials, the training, everything's on that little device. So Patrick and Pumi can show people what DuePoint's all about, regardless of where they are, what time of the day it is, what device they have on them. Donnie at rank 7, we get premium luxury business cards manufactured for you. 1,000 cards. Costs us 12,500 Rand to get manufactured. Because people have never heard of DuePoint. So if I try to say to somebody, oh, I've got this awesome financial opportunity, this business opportunity for you, it's called DuePoint. They'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But when I put a business card in their hand, that is 20 times more expensive than the business card they get issued at their business, they will take a moment, right? They'll say, tell me about the DuePoint thing again. Give you a little more time. Suddenly your credibility increases. At rank 9, everyone gets very excited about rank 9 because this reward is not a once-off. All the other ones are once-offs. This one, when you get to rank 9, you get to enjoy every single year. So it's 7 days away with your family, all expenses paid trip, business class flights to a 5-star luxury resort every single year. Never again will you have to check your bank balance before you decide where you go on holiday. DuePoint will pay for this entire week for you and your family every single year. Every single year going forward. This is life-changing when you get to this rank, right? Life-changing for your kids. So this is where we're going this year. Take a look.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand on the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
Available for everybody in the room. Everyone in the room. Do you even believe that? In corporate, it's only the heavyweight execs and the top sales team, right, that get these incentive trips. Not us. But this is available to everyone. But one gentleman made rank 9 in 5.5 months from joining. That's how quickly. You can maybe do it faster than him. I don't know. Don't make the excuse that you can't get to this. And don't get too excited about rank 9. I want you to get excited about rank 1 first. You get excited about rank 1. If you can get to rank 1, you can get to rank 9. Because nothing changes between those ranks. Nothing. The behavior is exactly the same every single month. At rank 11, we rent you a car. I'm lying. We buy you a car. We buy a car cash and we give it to you. No T's and C's. It's yours. No debit order at the end of the month. No DuePoint stickers. So look at the cars. You want a new car that you don't have to pay for? Are you going to take 1 year to get there? You're going to take 5 years to get there? You can take 5 years. There's no limitation to this rewards program. We're very serious about seeing our wealth engineers become debt-free. You'll notice that it is the common thread that runs through this business. Everything that we do is to get you to a position where you're financially free, which means debt-free. Debt-free, right? So we're launching our new Wealth Quest. So this is another benefit that our wealth engineers get to enjoy. This is something that we challenge our wealth engineers with every month. Every month we've got a new Wealth Quest. See the little pink WQ? That represents the Wealth Quest, and today's the 1st of May, so we've launched our new Wealth Quest for this month. It is called Young Guns, and the challenge here is to get young people into DuePoint, right? That's what I get most excited about. When I see young people engaging in this business, I get so excited for them because I think it changes their lives from such an early age instead of being the medallas like us that realize it when it's too late, okay? Because if you can be a 20-something-year-old that gets involved in this business, and after 60 months you're able to produce R1 million annual recurring income for yourself when you're still in your 20s, imagine. So the challenge this month is all you have to do is find 2 people in their 20s, or at least under the age of 30. You can find 18 or 19-year-olds, but 2 people under the age of 30 and get them qualified this month. Easy one. Easy one. You'll have a smart TV, brand new smart TV sitting in your living room before the end of next month. So this is the challenge I put to you, right? Just more benefit that the wealth engineers can derive. Get focused this month. We're on the first day of the month. Let May be the month that changes your life. I want to see you up on stage at one of our Tell All Tuesdays where I say to everyone, this person joined in May this year, and look what they've done. Look what they've done. But I can't force you. I can't drag you. You've got to do it yourself. Okay. So this has been emailed to all the wealth engineers. It's on the website under XP Rewards Quests. Go look at the details, but it's as simple as that. 2 people under the age of 30, get them qualified, make sure their payments happen successfully before the end of the month, and that TV is yours. Alrighty, so let me explain our business model because we get asked a couple of times, well, how does the business model work here? It doesn't seem to make sense. It seems like you're spending too much money on returns and rewards and Wealth Quest TVs and iPads and iPhones for your wealth engineers. Very basically, that's the example of a traditional business model on the left there. They engage in a lot of marketing and advertising, particularly the insurance industry. They spend an absolute fortune on client acquisition. Okay, DuePoint doesn't do any advertising. You won't see our logo outside of this building. We rely on our wealth engineers through word of mouth, through referrals to tell people about DuePoint. Okay, so instead of spending the billions that the insurance industry typically spends on marketing and advertising, that portion of our premium we contribute towards our returns and rewards program for you guys, for our wealth engineers. And this is the partnership. Okay, so that explains that. I'll go over our products. We've got 3 products. They're very straightforward products. They've all got very different financial benefits. So you guys can look at taking out 1 product or all 3 products because they've got different financial benefit. The first product is called Access Wealth. It is an investment product. Okay, so it's only 299 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested for you in your name into a tax-free investment fund. Okay, that sits with Sanlam. It is not a notice deposit or a fixed deposit. You can draw the money out of this investment at any stage. At any stage. We give you a little bit of insurance with this product. We give you 110,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. So if you own this product, something happens to you, we'll pay out your beneficiaries 110,000 Rand. Okay, so this is the investment product. Very straightforward. The second product is an insurance product. So it's strictly insurance. Wealth Guard, 274 Rand a month. But this time you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover with this insurance product. Okay? It's accessible to anyone over the age of 18 because we don't profile you from a risk point of view with this product. So you can be 80 years old, you can be sick, we'll still only charge you 274 Rand a month, and you'll still get the full benefit of 1.1 million Rand. Okay, so this is the personal accident cover product. The third product aims to save you money on the money that you're spending every month anyway. So it's called the Wealth Points Buyers Club. It's 274 Rand a month, and when you're part of this Buyers Club, you get to engage with all the partners that you see listed there. Okay? So we've gone to these suppliers and we've negotiated discounts with them that you would never ordinarily get on your own. So popular ones are the retailers like ShopRite Checkers. How much money are we spending on groceries every month? If you're part of this program, you can get 2.5% off ShopRite Checkers every time you shop there. Okay? So this is just one of the suppliers. There's Eagle Ford, which is a new one. Entertainer, we've got a couple of other online retailers. We've got hairdressers and all kinds of things. If you want immediate benefit out of any of the products, this is a great product to have. Okay, so those are the three products. If you have any questions around them, come speak to me. I'll answer any of those for you. I remind you of the support that you get here as a wealth engineer. Everything that we do in this business, so all the people that work here at DuePoint, our mandate is to support our wealth engineers. Everything that we've invested in terms of the building, the facilities, the systems, are to support our wealth engineers. So lean into the support. Don't become a wealth engineer and just go running off and start telling people about it. Find out about what all these different aspects of support are. So on Saturday, we had training again called Plugging into the DuePoint System. That outlined everything that's available to wealth engineers to make you guys more effective in this business. So get plugged into the system, right? And use it. These facilities are for our wealth engineers. We've got guys coming in all the time, having their own meetings, intro presentations here. You can drink all the free tea and coffee that you want. We've got free Wi-Fi. We live stream every single event out to the entire country every single day, so that you're able to leverage yourself again, right? Leverage your time. Build your channel outside of Gauteng, because we do that. We're in people's living rooms right now as we speak. Some people are probably still in bed drinking coffee and eating a rusk while they're watching this presentation. Use that to your advantage. So the decision slide, what was this decision going to be? For the people that are interested in this opportunity, and we're not talking about a risky opportunity, guys. We are so confident in this business that we don't tie you into any contract. Not at all. You're free to come and go as you like in this business. So it's very low risk. What we're talking about is your time. Your time that you need to contribute, your time that you need to sacrifice to make this business work. Is May going to be the month that your life suddenly goes off on this tangent towards financial freedom? Or is it going to carry on down the same road it's been for the last 5 years? We were doing the same thing 5 years ago that we are doing today, right? Odds are that's true for the majority of us. You've got the opportunity to change that. Like I said in the beginning of the presentation, no one is going to change it for you. Your employer is not going to give you the raise you're wishing for or the promotion you're wishing for. The economy is not suddenly going to turn around in the next 5 years and suddenly everything's going to be great. Odds are you'll never get to retirement with the employer that you have right now. The odds are in favor of being retrenched a couple of times before you get to retirement, right? That's just the statistics as they currently are in the economy. We have to do this for ourselves. And so you've taken the step to come contribute time this morning on a public holiday to listen to this. Just take that a step further, guys. Take it a step further. I promise you, we have fun here at DuePoint. It's not all that boring. We try to limit time that you have with the accountants. You spend more time with Jane and I, you'll have more fun. Okay? So get involved. Get involved. Don't have short-term expectation in this business. This business can be frustrating. We're dealing with people most of the time. But make that long-term commitment, because if you have your eyes set on 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, you won't feel the frustration in the first few months or first few years. We make joining very easy. You can jump onto the home page. If you've got your own tablet or smartphone on you, we've got tablets available in the breakout rooms. Get onto the home page, click on the big blue apply button. You can become a wealth engineer in 7 minutes. 7 minutes. In 8 minutes, you can start phoning those first 5 people. Quick, right? Quick. That was the training that we had. So get involved in the training. The person that introduced you here today needs to tell you what to do next. You need to aim for rank 1, and you need to start learning about the business. We only have 7 basic series videos. So only 7 videos that you need to watch, and you'll understand everything about this business. So go look at the training. We've got merchandise. It's not a profit center for us. Please consider getting business cards. Don't go tell someone how wonderful this business opportunity is and that it's changed your life, and when they ask you for business cards, you say, oh, sorry, I don't have one. It's about credibility. It's about first impressions. Always about first impressions. USB stick's very convenient because we've got all our videos on there, so if you don't want to use data, this is a data-driven business, right? Don't come ask me for brochures or printed collateral or any of that. Everything is online. Data intensive. Get the USB stick. You can at least give someone the stick, plug it into TVs nowadays. Don't ask me for a USB charger for your phone. Get a power bank. And those pins on the top left, they signify the people that are earning at DuePoint. Those are the qualified wealth engineers that get to wear those. So if you ever have a question, look for the person that's earning money at DuePoint, not for the person that's not earning money at DuePoint. Okay? Go ask them for help. I remind you, we've got a YouTube channel. All our videos are on this YouTube channel. Everything. You really want to get involved in this business, go through the YouTube channel. If you can watch all those videos, you'll be an expert in this business. We've got a mobile app that you can download and run on your phone. Literally run your business from the palm of your hand. Everything is reflected on this mobile app for you. You never have to look at a computer or open a laptop again. Guys, I thank you for your time. We're done. If you have any questions, I'll speak to you outside.